Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown. It is the time for the first team to be decided. I'm Lee Damon Smith, and joining me is Jason Kaplan, or I've joined him, whichever vice versa.
We're
Either way,
each other.
That sounds wrong. It's going to be Team Envyus up against Team Solo Mid. All of the teams are ready to go. You can see them on your screens there, of course. Team Envyus, predominantly a European team, but are based in California right now. 5 European members with Tailspin, and over in California,
They moved to California. Oh, TSM. TSM or Envyus? Sorry, I got
Envyus.
Lost. They're in North Carolina.
Oh, he's in North Carolina,
yeah, they're in
is
Carolina.
it? Oh, has he got two?
House.
Well, I mean, he's got 2 houses, hasn't he?
It better not be California.
No,
I want to go there.
They've got one in California as well. They do. They do.
Lucky.
Absolutely.
But the point is, 5
and one in
Europeans
France. And one in France, don't forget,
that no
for
one
the
uses.
CS team that no one uses. Oh, my God. They got so much money,
Can we
guys.
move in there?
Speaking of so much money, Team Solar Mid on the other side. Reggie has picked himself up a Overwatch team. And, of course, they were formerly known as Code 7. Before that, they were Gale Force Esports, I believe. They've gone through a couple of names. Yeah, Panther and Code 7, but they are known as Team Solo Mid right now. They did just 3-0 no.
They did 3-0 them.
Yeah,
okay.
they 3-0 no. I managed to watch that. Raptor was casting that one, so I managed to catch most of that one. Ono themselves, obviously, as you pointed out, Northern Gaming Red got knocked down as the lower bracket.
3-2 That's insane.
So Ono are being very clever about it. We could probably drop that graphic and talk about us, because I just want to quickly bring this up, because Ono are very clever. I managed to quickly speak to Purposeful. And he said they actually were picking Hanamura and Anubis. So they're actually, which is what I was expecting. Okay. I was like, okay, if you're a team coming into this, so you're not a top seed, throw a curveball at people, try and catch them out. And sure as hell, they're going with those capture point maps. So they had 20-minute games, apparently, on Hanamura and Anubis. Wow. So it was a long old 3-2 ding-dong of a series. Yeah. Unfortunately, their Hanamura Gambit didn't work against TSM, so they lost 3-0. So let's talk about the lineups for these two teams, because let's talk about Envyus to begin with, because let's face it, they're probably the #1 team in the world right now. Certainly considered. The question is, can they win the Atlantic Showdown? Can they prove it on the big stage, on the Langen environment, of course? Jason, take us through this team, because it is literally a team of all-stars right now.
Yeah, I want to start with Tailspin, because he's the lone American on the team, and I fell for him. An amazing Pharah player, a big TF2 player back in the day. Probably the best Pharah, actually, I think, in the world, back when she was the most popular hero played. Taimu, the Finnish player for the team. Amazing Widowmaker, amazing McCree, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing quite a bit of that. Internet Hulk, funny enough, met him back in the closed beta phase 1, played against him, and he said, "Are you Jay Kaplan from CS League of Legends?" I was like, yeah. And he's like, "Remember my name, because one day I'm going to be on one of the best teams in the world." And I was like, "Okay, all right, bro. I don't know who you are. There's no way you're going to be there." And he actually made quite a few different teams, like Hulktastic, and eventually got on the IDDQD roster with these pleasant folks. Harry Hook going to be playing probably their Lucio there. Chips Hyen as well, going to be a fantastic player, and Coco pretty much their main tank for the team. It's going to be interesting. This is the most dominating team in the world at the moment. This is the team who is seldomly ever beat, and a lot of teams are looking up to figure out, what are they doing? How do we beat these guys? Because no one's really figured it out successfully.
Let's talk about Team Solar Mid, of course, because I can see the teams are about ready to go. Let's get them on the screen. Of course, this is a newly acquired team, and it's a team that's been picked up with not a great deal of fanfare, but also an apology.
Yeah, I don't know how much I could say about what you're alluding to. So I guess I'll just point out the two obvious. It's the brothers. It's
Torque and Nicholas, yeah.
Torque and Nicholas, who have had some previously interesting run-ins with prior games, though TSM is giving them a chance.
Holy wait. Whoa. Shakes a Jay Kaplan as well?
Woo! We're taking over the world!
Oh my God.
Jordan Kaplan, Jason Kaplan, Jeff Kaplan, Jackson Kaplan.
Oh my
All Jays.
God,
my buddy. And Harblu, who's actually, who really kind of rose playing Roadhog recently, playing the flanking Roadhog, funny enough.
Brilliant Roadhog.
But Nicholas is a damn good DPS, and you got to watch out for that guy.
Well, as you can hear, we have some game sounds. Let's just drop straight into game. You don't need to look at our beautiful faces any longer. TSM going to be starting out on the blue side, and Envyus going to be starting out on the red side. And that means it is also going to be Envyus on the attack to begin with. I won't go in what they're trying, because they're playing around with various heroes. We will talk about TSM, and we'll talk about the Fountain Defense here on Dorado. It is Dorado, the first map, which was being locked in. The loser will choose the last map. It is a best-of-5 series. The winner will go to the Gamescom finals, of course. Big favorites, Envyus. We'll see how TSM hold out.
Yeah, so Team Solo mid going with a pretty cookie-cutter defense. And I want to bring this up, and I'm probably going to bring it up a couple of times during this entire game. I looked at the track record between these two teams. Envyus are 19-0 against Team Solo mid. They have not lost a single map to this team.
It's not good, is it?
Not a good sign at all, but this is a chance for Team Solo mid to prove us wrong. Let's see what they got on defense, and let's see what Envyus have on the attack.
Well, here we go. Immediately we see an Internet Hawk on the Diva, so no Reinhardt to begin with on the attack. They're going to see him pushing around the side. Tailspin also coming in. This is very aggressive stuff from Internet Hawk, getting straight around the corner, getting a good glimpse. What are they holding in the defensive setup? Let's have a glimpse and see what we can see. And immediately we're seeing Taimu sneaking around the side. He's going to look to get the flank around the left-hand side while the rest of the team go full force in the face. Here they go. Here comes the flank. Trying to get it around the side, but Taimu gets caught.
He gets caught, gets Discord up, just going to back away to his team, who's actually trying to push this payload a little bit further so they can force to engage what they want. Like the side coming in with the Diva to lead the charge, to act as a Reinhardt shield and mitigate a lot of these abilities, and they're rushing them down. Harry Hook takes down Hardblue, and they're looking for the man at the shield. They're looking for JKW, who's going to be forced into that small room where AoE damage is going to rain king.
Trying to get the damage. They're caught in a small room, and that's not good. It means Tailspin's just going to get let loose with the Reaper. He gets himself the triple. That is going to be the first point captured in simple time. 1 minute. And they hear the fanfare as the doors will open.
Well, I think we're seeing exactly why so far Envyus is considered the best team in the world, taking that first point with no struggle, with losing no man. And now Team Solo mid have to kind of put up a good defense. They need to put up a good defense in this area, or hope for that final area to kind of be rain king for them and kind of give them a lot of time to work with as they switch over to the attack.
Problem is, Jason, obviously you just mentioned the stat, the 19-0 scoreline that TSM are up against. Mentally, that gets really up in your face as well. You can see Harbor trying to get the flank around, but while they've done that, that awkward little moment, it means they've lost the high ground. Now they're going to try and flank back around, but now Taimu is going to make a little flank around of his own, see if he can catch something out there, gets a glimpse. He's going to come up from the high grounds. He's going to be untouched around the side. They drop on down there. Harbor does get himself one kill. That's Coco going down. Now we hear the Deadeye coming out. That's going to come from above. Tailspin comes on through. His Death Blossom does the work, and that is another team ace for Envyus as the payload rolls on through.
And just now, after 2 minutes of time, Team Solo mid have built up ultimates. After 2 minutes of time, they've been completely wiped out. They haven't picked up a single kill. And Tailspin picking up for in that last fight, not even needing the Deadeye out of time. But here we go. He's been able to maintain the high ground. JKW popping their shut down into the middle of the team here. And finally, someone has gone down. It's going to be Coco falling, but Tailspin has been able to respond. You see Internet Hulk resuiting back up again as a Transcendence being used at a shake. But so far, this payload's being held, but not a lot of kills coming through.
Only down to the Transcendence talks. Deadeye does absolutely naught. Internet Hulk finally gets taken down, but look at Tailspin coming rolling back in again with Taimu. They get themselves another 2 clean pickups. The payload shuffling forward. You can see Shake going to try and get a peek around the side there, but even Jay Kaplan can't help him, and he has to back away.
Oh, I got to do that. Why you got to do that to me? I can help him, I swear. But Jackson, let's see what he can do, and not really too much, as that's going to be the entire team being wiped out again. Even with that Transcendence coming through, isn't going to be, or it's not going to be denying. Wait, it's going to deny all the kills, and Envyus will push yet again. I think they've lost a total of 2 people. 3 people this entire push.
1 minute for the first payload marker, 3 minutes onto the second payload marker, and now they have themselves 6 minutes to complete this map. And of course, it is all about stopwatch, finishing as fast as you can. TSM really up against it here. Taimu and Tailspin have been causing them real problems. You can see the kill feed continues to fill with it. That shield should hold. There is only going to be the one single target of JKW there. We'll break the shield down in the end. The fire strike comes through, but nothing really gained from it. Tailspin did get picked off while we were watching that as well, which is finally may well be Team TSM's first chance at actually wiping out Envyus. The first time they've actually stopped the payload with 3 minutes, 45 seconds gone.
Yeah, this is as looking as one-sided as we probably expected this to be fair. But let's see, Tailspin's going to have that Death Blossom yet again to use. The rest of the team is kind of waiting for those ultimates to come back up in line. But I don't even feel like Envyus is going to need these ultimates to really make things work. As long as we get the shield out of Coco on a Tailspin when he Death Blossom, it's going to be deadly. It's going to be contested by the payload. And there's a Transcendence coming through. But no kills happening just yet. That Transcendence has kept most of the people alive here. Shake doing a good job. Hardblue able to assassinate onto Chips Hyan. And Torek is able to take down Tailspin. So that Death Blossom isn't going to net them anything. And Envyus will be held again. So finally, Team Solo mid have been able to build up a decent time bank here where it was looking so grim.
Yeah, it worked out well there. They had the Transcendence and then they timed it well with the sound barrier to follow through. So Tailspin's Death Blossom didn't net him anything from that one. Tamer, you can see he's going to have his Deadeye available in this next fight. That is going to be partnered with the self-destruct from Internet Hook. I'm really interested to see how he's going to do this, whether he's going to launch it onto that top, whether he's going to force them down the bottom and then pop it onto top of the payload. We'll see exactly the position he used, because we've seen so many divas so far almost just launching them from too far away, and it's just countering. His Teddy's just going to push straight in their faces.
Yeah, this is actually trying to catch them off guard, trying to make them feel really confused and what to do and really chaotic, but so far JKW, the Gravitz Surge, just swinging away, swinging for the fences, picks up 2 kills, the self-destructs that come in. Hardblue is going to say goodnight as Internet Hook picks himself up 2 kills over the entirety of that one. For the payload, it still hasn't been moved. It's still being halted, and Team Solo mid, they need to be careful. They need to stop losing people 1-1. Torque needs to survive, and with the help of Shake, they're going to do just that. And now Team Solo mid have won 3 fights in a row.
And Graviton Surge just kept them in the hole. It's like, nope, not going any further. Get in there. Harblue's made the switch. He's gone over to the Diva. You can hear the Diva online coming through, but the payload getting back in position. Torque's going to pop his Deadeye, see if he can find anything, force them back around the corner. And now we're at the 5 minutes 30 mark. It was 3 minutes when that payload first opened the doors, but of course it does take a little while for the animation, etc. to come through. The Graviton Surge, oh, they've all been hooked into one position, but that's going to be a defense matrix and a shield, followed by a Transcendence. So good defense from TSM. They should not lose anyone. Now it's going to drop down. There comes the Death Blossom coming through. Tailspin tries to react. He gets Nicholas down mid Death Blossom, and now Taimu's left clicking away.
He's able to get Torque down, his actual opponent, his counterpart to this one. He has that available again. The sound pair, everything being used out of Team Solo mid just to hold this payload again. JKW is going to assassinate Taimu with that Fire Strike, and Shake is looking to push up to give him the help of these Discord Orbs, and they will hold again here. I did not expect Team Solo mid to do this, but credit to them to be able to kind of come together and not let those first 2 points affect them.
Yeah, this is really good. This is working out well for them. They managed to delay buy themselves a lot of time here. Torque trying to use his Deadeye from range again to zone them out, but they've got no ultis left available now. And you look at Envyus, they've got themselves a whole chunk still built up there. There's going to be the Death Blossom ready and waiting to go. He's going to use it just for Shake at the back there. Eliminate the fact that Tranquility is not going to be available. Transcendence even, Tranquility, I don't know where that one came from. Tailspin gets through along with Taimu, and now that's the problem. They used so many ultis in the last fight, it's kind of cost them, and that may well be the game. But it's going to be a 7-minute marker if they can finish it here.
Yeah, I think Envyus are going to be able to. They have a lot of people pushed up. They're very confident to hold on this one, not to mention the Graviton Surge to lock things away. The payload will cross the line at 7 minutes and 4 seconds of time. But now, yes, Team Solo mid have held. Yes, they bought another 4 minutes and 4 seconds of time after that door did open on the second checkpoint. The problem comes into this now, Demon. Can they successfully take the first point against Envyus, who have probably the strongest defense in the world?
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, it's a long time. It's not a bad time overall, but TSM can't even get past that first point.
Yeah,
this is the real kicker.
Like, it's good that they put up
we
so
just
much
saw
time.
Fnatic doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they held solidly.
Yeah, they did. So a lot of pressure on Team Solo mid now. They really have to just focus, get that first point, and then take the fights as they come.
Now, is he using a Xbox controller there? I gotta be. It's gotta be. It's a nice, smooth motion.
Or is it the steadiest hand in the world?
Yeah, the steadiest hand in the world with the mouse. That's nice, either way. Picturesque. Thank you very much, and congrats to Observers for really catching some pretty epic opening scenes here and laying out the Dorado map. Dorado is one of those very picturesque maps as well. That wasn't quite so smooth. I don't think we were meant to see that.
I don't think so, no. The pressure of 20-something thousand people watching, getting to the Observers.
Producer just totally screwed him. He's like making it look all so beautiful. He's like, ha! Not so smooth after all. But look at this, though. Internet Hook coming out with the Symmetra. We saw this a couple of times, actually. Melty actually using it to great effect and holding
yeah,
up
but putting their best damage dealer on it.
I know. Which
makes no sense.
Well, Symmetra can do a lot of damage, man. You get in there and you just get that beam going. It's not annoying.
It's not like skill-based, though. It's just like hop in circles and try to hope that they don't kill you. It's like playing Winston, except Winston can jump. But yeah, this is the team who's very confident to hold with the damage dealer duo of Tailspin and Taimu. And Coco, they can rely on him just to be the tank that they need to keep that shield up in time and have enough value on it. But here we go, Team Solo mid, you can see them already respecting Envyus quite a bit there, expecting that Fire Strike to rain through and hit them as they came out the door.
It's funny you said he doesn't take any skill to aim, because I just noticed it is Internet Hook that's playing.
Exactly. He plays Winston, he plays Symmetra, that's it. That's all he can play.
Oh, I like it. The banter we've had with him about this already before. But here we go, see if TSM can manage to match anything here. 7 minutes, 7 seconds, the time they've got to beat on Dorado. see how it's going to work out. Harbury's got himself a good charge on the Zaya already here. Now he's going to find himself the first shot there, so realizing obviously, yes, there is a Symmetra in there. Internet Hulk, 61% and counting with the charge already. So already got that teleport ready and waiting to pop down, which is what they're going to be looking for if they can pick any more up. 81%, he's going to get it in a sec.
And actually, that could have been a huge kill. If Chips High and did go down to Harbu, that could have actually determined how this fight was going to go here. But like I said, Nicholas gets the kill in time. That's a good start. But Tailspin and Chips able to pair up to take down the Reaper, to take down JKW on the Reinhardt. And the teleporter is up ready to hook. So the reinforcements will be here in time to stop this payload from crossing the line.
Chips just picked up a triple, I'm sure of it. Taimu comes back in. The teleport was placed down. He comes rolling back in. And now that was, honestly, that was probably TSM's best chance. Now that that teleport's going to be in position, it's going to have, what, 6 charges left on it, as a couple, I think, just came through. I didn't see how many exactly used it, but that was probably their best chance of pushing straight through that payload. Remember, Envyus did it in the first minute, on the first attack. They got no delay. So any delay now is going to cost them late game.
Yeah. Not to mention, I think they need to focus on mostly just capturing the point initially. Let's see if Firestrike's going to come through. Gets Torque, JKW, relatively low. And Envyus seem to be more than confident to actually hold. Maybe we need to switch over to the other video feed here because we're getting quite a bit of stuttering, but nonetheless, Team Sella mid, pressure's still on their shoulders, and they're still looking for the Abdu attack. They want to come in from the side, and they're going to speed boost through it.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. 10 frames a second is perfectly fine. Taimu and Tailspin comes around the side. The Deadeye from Torquay. He's going to get one, but it's Harry Hook, but the rest of his team have already been picked down, and Chips comes back around the side once again, and another solid defensive hold. Okay, while they do that, I'm gonna make the change. I'm gonna be as smooth as I can. As I just gotta wait for Kiwi.
For us to be on camera?
Wait for us to be on camera. It's still doing it, so I'm gonna switch.
We're good. So we can radio cast because I've never done it before, and you sure still have when you first started casting with Joe Miller.
A lot.
Give me something. I need something to know what I'm radio casting. Okay, I can't tell you because it's actually paused.
I can't do it when you pause, mate. Oh, it's like an in-game. Oh, that's not us then. Oh, that's
okay.
That's not good.
Well, I can check out on my screen and see what's going on. But what I can tell you from now is a minute left.
Don't do that.
Well, that's how I know exactly what's happening. That's how I can seem so confident in what I say. Yeah, I am a minute ahead, but yeah, they're actually not even saying it's lagging in game, so I don't know.
Just stopped on my screen, boys. Just stopped on my screen.
Well, it depends what we want to do. Do we want to cast from this one? Should I observe for now?
We would like to see it, so I guess we can. Let's go over to yours.
All right, so we can hop to my screen, and bear with me here. Oh, you guys actually already set the numbers in check for me. Great. So we can see they've been able to capture the first point, and remember, this is actually a minute ahead, so bear with us here. It's even audio can get that turned down just a slight bit because it's a little bit too loud. Tailspin on the high ground. He's looking to actually go for the drop-in directly on them. He's going to have Death Blossom available. And Coco even has his Earth Shatter up and ready to go. But look at this, the fight's gonna break out, the Earth Shatter's gonna come through, and the Death Blossom at a Tailspin. And that's gonna be pretty much a complete wipe coming in through here for Envyus. And the time is still ticking. And with only a minute 50 left to go, we might not even hit that 7-minute mark. It might just straight come down to if they can even get the second checkpoint. So, they've been able to reset, able to get themselves back up on the high ground, ready to go. JKW with the Earth Shatter ready to be used. He's going to get on the payload. The problem is he's being shot from the top side, and their ultimates that they do have are going to be really ineffective. Trying to use them onto the high ground. The charge going to come through. JKW is actually going to get charged here, but he's going to have the Earth Shatter. He's going to charge back out, hits nothing, but he's being healed up in time. Torque's going to pick up a kill, and that's allowing them the opportunity to make this one happen. Tailspin, and so far, Taimu have actually been able to pick up a couple kills, but they're able to fall, and it looks like finally, after quite a bit of time, they've been able to take this checkpoint. So Team Silla mid looking to fight back from being 19-0 or 0-19 against them. They're going to take one. Chip Sennon's going to be coming in out of Chips Hyden just to kind of buy some time. Tailspin coming in on the Tracer actually. See if he can pick up a killer piece to try to delay this one and maybe hold.
Yeah, we'll see if it works out for them because they got a lot of work to do still here. Nicholas has managed to find one down. Torque, that's where Harblue chiming in, and this is working out very well for them. But they are chasing a pretty tight time overall, remember. So we'll see whether they're able to do it. They've got 1 minute to go to get through this section. They can't be stopped whatsoever. Don't forget, they've also got the animation of that door to open, which is also going to slow them down. But Torque's doing a great job here. Dives around the back, gets Taimu and Chips down, managing to get some serious work done. They're going to get the respawn. They're going to get one chance at holding this. That's all they need as well. So they have to just slow themselves down. They know the timing. They're going to have the stopwatches of themselves. They're going to see what is going on. They realize, guys, let's just make sure we group up and make it a good one.
That's going to be the death boss coming out of Nicholas, but he's not really able to connect onto much, but it doesn't matter. That's going to be the pulse bomb coming through, picking up 2. The payload is actually being held up here just by one man sitting on top of it, and they might have been able to do it here. I don't know what the track of time is going to be, but they need to throw everything they have as long as they can just delay here. They're even bringing out the May to possibly hold on to this one.
Oh, they're going to be very, very close to push around the side. All they're going to do is just throw that wall up, throw anything down, just get on the point, just completely slow it down, contest it as long as they can, but it is, boy, is it going to be very, very close between them. The kill feed's all very much blue. You can see TSM are trying to push it on through, but no! Oh my God, that was so close. They are going to finish off the map, but it doesn't matter. It's not quite enough time. TSM, oh my God, so close in map number 1.
Yeah, so close to finally breaking that 19-0 streak, or 0-19 streak. Now it's 0-20, and we'll see if they can maybe take it back and finally secure a map against the powerhouse of Team Envyus. But that's going to do it. That is map 1, and Team Envyus are up 1-0. But that does mean now Team Solomid do have the opportunity to choose a map, and we did, or as you just said, Oh No did play a lot of the capture point maps against them.
Yeah, Oh No, indeed. I'm going to try and get the good juicy stream back, as that's what I want. That's what I want to get things working. Otherwise, we have to rely on Jason observing.
We'll take a break maybe, and then we'll get that working. We don't need Jason observing.
I think that's probably the best bet. We go to a quick break, guys. When we come back, hopefully game number 2 will be ready to go. I can see they haven't even selected the map yet, so there's no rush. We're not waiting for anything. Yep. We're not going to be doing some over talk because I need to actually do some work. Back in a few. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The gremlins hopefully have been cleared out, or maybe it's just me that causes the problems. Who knows? Who knows? It is Envyus 1-0 up against TSM. If you just joined us, you missed out on Dorado. And the next mech, Jason, it's going to be Hanamura.
Yeah, which is a really...
It's the first time we've had Hanamura, certainly on broadcast. I saw Ono pulled it out against TSM, and TSM won on that map. So maybe they're thinking, that's not a bad idea. Let's do that against Envyus.
It's really ballsy. You got to have some big balls to do that against Envyus, because this was the team everyone saw after the first week when we had no hero limits that staggered all the divas, right? They staggered the diva forever, and they had one guy playing Soldier 76.
One might say the reason one hero limit came in.
Yeah, nah. But no, this is brave to do. I feel like Envyus are probably, are pretty much guaranteed practiced on every single map that there is out at the moment. And we've seen their skirmish power. We've seen that they can pretty much win an entire map, or at least get 2/3 of the way through with only losing like 3-4 people in total. It's brave, but we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, absolutely. They were very good on it. However, I will say, when they played Ono, Selfless on here, actually, because it was Selfless, Envyus, I think it was, yeah, it was, in week number 1. That's when actually we saw it not like this,
Yeah.
when we saw the Diva spam.
Yeah.
They actually, Selfless took that first point very quickly against Envyus. Envyus, it was only the Gambit that they used to keep hold of it. It was what delayed it. So they are not unbeatable on here, is what I'm saying. Let's see if they can get anything in the time bank.
I don't think they're unbeatable on any map, but just they're just
I don't know.
really damn good on everything.
I don't know, man. Payload, they just look incredible to me. Payload maps, I think you have to take them off payload maps.
Well, I guess, I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
I think I guess
see,
TSM obviously considering the same way, same thing.
I mean,
as you say, 20-0.
Yeah, well, we'll see, though, when we get onto Hanamura how it's going to go, because this is going to be a tough one. We can, like I said, drop in a game and see how this one kicks off. It's going to be rough, but it's going to be Team Sulamit on defense first, and they're being cheeky. They've got a Torbjorn.
Let's see how it works out for them. Harblue is going to be the man on the Torbjorn, as my cable decides to get hooked around the chair. I nearly took my head clean off there. That was so close. It's fine. It's fine. Jason's giving me the iffy sign. I know you guys can't see it, and sadly when we're on the marker. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, as we try and dive on in there. TSM starting out on the defensive side. As you mentioned, Harblue is going to be running on that Torbjorn. We'll see how it works out for him. Nicholas also going to be on the Trace. You can see he's trying to hold the roof there, but Tailspin's found him already. Tailspin on the Genji, comes around the side. Chips gets picked up by Nicholas. He just dived over the back, got him around the backside, and managed to pick him off there as Tailspin comes diving from the front.
So to worry about, though, this big entry out of Envyus, looking over for the attack. Hook's going to be able to use that defense matrix to allow him to push up a little bit further. And here they go, charging straight through, looking for that back line. And they've already been able to force him off the point initially. The Torbjorn hasn't really been able to do too much, so he's about 50% towards his molten core. I don't think the turret's even been dealt with so far.
Doesn't matter.
This is going to be a successful defense.
Doesn't matter when it's working out well for you like that. The rest of his team do hold off. Now, any time is good time. Tailspin gets himself the health pack, and Nicholas has to back away from there, realize he can't take him down when he goes back to 200 health. To Harblue, though, look at this, 70% and counting. Probably going to get molten core by the time this second attack comes through, unless Envyus go belting in there. They tried the left side flank. It didn't work out for them. Let's see what the second approach is going to be.
With Time coming from the side, going to be joined by Tailspin. They're again going to go for the same setup. Problem is, they're going to be up against quite a few ultimates in a few seconds here. JKO is about to have his Earth Shatter. Nicholas does have his Pulse Bomb available, and Harblue's going to have Molten Core when this fight kicks off, or at least in the middle of it. And it's just up to JKW to kind of keep the shield up, to keep them protected for now. Nicholas already able to pick the initial kill. Nicholas doing a fantastic job on this Tracer so far. Yeah,
trying to get around the side there, working well. Harblue has finally got himself Molten Core variable, but he doesn't even need to use it. Internet Hook does manage to get himself the one kill, poops straight over Nicholas there, sticking around the side. They're still holding the 200 health pack around the side there. Internet Hook does manage to suicide himself away, rejoin his team. Oh no! Chips, why did you hang around? That's going to delay the rest of your team by another 10 seconds. We're already at the 2-minute mark. This is working out very well so far by TSM.
Remember correctly, actually, Taimo opened like 100 cases already and never got that McCree skin up. I think he finally got it here after spending 200 bucks, I'm seeing in chat. But either way, let's see if he can make the skin work out for them, because they're going to need his McCree, and they're going to need something to happen soon, because they've already lost so much time on this one. They need to have a successful attack, but these ultimates at Team Sulamit are going to tear through them if they use them correctly. Molten Core of Harblue is going to be used momentarily just to delay this as long as possible. Taimu's going to be eliminated as Torque pops the Dragon Blade. And Envyus are going to be forced back catches Torque out. Maybe confuse who self-destruct that was. But Harblu coming back in. And I don't know if Envyus are able to capture this point. They've been able to pick up quite a few kills, but Nicholas is still alive.
Yeah, their panic button was been hit there. Every ulti was blown and it still didn't work out. Tailspin taken very low around the side there. Nicholas is with him. The Joe Meister comes in. He gets himself a double and the point holds again. And more importantly, it was very delayed and contested for a long time there. 1 minute is all that's left on the clock there. They know there's only going to be 2 people on the defensive side here. They're trying to get as many in as they can. You can see 3 people on the point already. They're trying to hit the first marker, but in comes Harblu, holding things off once again.
Joe Meister's being so annoying, just dancing around that bell. Tailspin cannot pick him off. Finally, Taimu is able to secure the kill, and with those 3 coming through and the 4th, it should be enough to finally capture this point. That's going to be a shake falling. The last one, Harblu around the back. He's going to be eliminated in just a few seconds. And finally, after so much time going by, Envyus looking very mortal here. They will capture that point.
Harblu finally drops. And like you say, 30 seconds all that's left on the clock there. Boosts up to 5 minutes 30. It's a 9-minute map, of course, after all. But that puts a lot in Team Solo Mid's favor, because it is all about the time bank system. Now, can they even finish off the map to begin with? That's what Taimu and Co are going to be looking at doing this time around, as he manages to get himself a shot through. Got caught out instantly there. I think there was talk with the shurikens coming through that caught him with a headshot.
Well, it looks like Taimu's still looking for an avenue to really pull off an attack here. He's going to be popping the data. There's going to be no reflect to actually stop him, but he doesn't connect the shot here. And with the back of chips high, he's able to push it on towards point, but he's being pushed out. He's being bullied by Torque, who's going to finally fall to Harry Hook, and everyone wants a piece of Taimu, as Nicholas is going to take the whole cake, and I look for more kills, but he gets taken out by Coco. The point is still being contested.
Right, he's going to try and dive around the back there. Tailspin will get earth shattered down there. JKW comes rolling on through, manages to swing the hammer through. Looks like it will be a successful defensive hold, but Chips chimes in with 2. Coco gets himself 1 as well, and now they're going to be forced to force away from the point here. Torque trying to get around the back. He only gets himself 1. This is a very shaky defense here, but it looks like Harblu has finally held them off.
Honestly, I have to give credit to Team Solo Mid. I did not expect them to be doing this well on Hanamura, but they've taken away so much time. Going on 6 minutes soon, or 5 minutes. Now, what can Envyus do to counter this one? Harblu playing it on the Torbjorn this entire time, has been doing a fantastic job. The armor, everyone on his team except Torque has it. Makes them even harder to assassinate, but we do have Coco with the Graviton Surge available, which could be the big turning point here. But Harblu not being spun off the side, he's going to get free reign of damage if he can just hit the shots, and Tailspin popping the Dragon Blade with the Graviton Surge, picks up a couple of kills, and he's looking for the final nail in the coffin.
There we go. That's going to be it. That's going to be the map converted. The time bank system will kick in. It's going to be around about 3:30, I think, in total by the time they click it. That's going to be very quick, in fact. 3:37, there we go, in the time bank for Envyus. Not the greatest of times overall, honestly. When you start with 9 minutes, it could have been a lot quicker. Held them very well on the initial point there, did TSM. Let's see how they can do on their own attack.
All right, so my question is, what's Envyus going to defend with off the get-go? Are they going to kind of go the Harblu route and take a Torbjorn? And it looks like Erna Hulk might be nuts. So he plays Winston, he plays Symmetra, he plays Torbjorn. You don't really need to aim with Torbjorn because your turret does it for you. So again, reinforcing the fact that he doesn't play heroes that takes
with
to aim with.
Molten Core, right-clicked everyone.
I mean, that's a shotgun blast in front of you, and that's a big area you shoot from. So I still consider that not aiming. But no, this guy, I mean, he can aim and aim extremely well. He's just playing this role for his team that they actually do use as a backbone for their roster. But Team Solo Mid, they're going to be looking to go a Genji Tracer route. So not going for the McCree Genji that we saw Envyus go for. But Tailspin will be able to play Genji again, and time is going to be back on McCree. So where they get positioned, I think, is the most important part for me. Are they going to contest the initial point? Or Torque can get in, and so can Nicholas extremely easy. Even JKW and Harblu can swarm the point.
Taimu wanted to change?
He meant to do that.
He's like, you know what, I don't like McCree. I want to do something else. I'm pretty sure he obviously meant to do it. Jumped out the back there.
Wow.
If you don't switch hero, Taimu, it made you look really bad.
Nah, he did it on accident, probably. But
he's not switched.
He'll be back in time.
He's lolling, I think. So, good start, Taimu. Good start. Well done. Okay, we'll see how this defensive holds, of course. You can see the time back system in place. 4 minutes on the clock for Solo Mid to try and cap out point number 1. 5 minutes will be added if they catch it and move on to point B. 3:37 is what Envyus got left. Let's see what TSM can do.
Well, it looks like they do want to hold a little bit back here. And very smart of them, considering what Team Solo Mid's actually going to do. The 4 people jumping on point is going to be really hard to kind of combat. And even Joe Meister able to speed them through to allow Shake to actually catch up. But Let's see, they're taking their time. They know they have a lot of extra time to work with Chips. Are able to take down Shake. I think that was a right click coming through.
Yeah, that looked like it. Looked like it blasted straight through there. Chips getting caught out around the back. Less than ideal, and that's going to slow things down already. There comes the fire strike straight through. Doesn't manage to catch anyone this time. JKW taking a couple of hits. Going to get that shield built back up around the side. Nicholas about ready to go. They've got to wait for Shake to get back. Just that one kill slowed things down by about 10 seconds. Here we go though. Nicholas getting around the side, going to zip on through, going to try and get a glimpse on that the turret straight away. Internet Hulk spotted out. That's going to get taken down very quickly, and that's maybe what they were looking for. They can't risk getting any molten cores on there. Instead, they're going to push straight on point.
And they're looking for, trying to assassinate someone. The thing is, Coco's shield just being so damn difficult to actually puncture, and that's going to be 3 quick kills coming through as well. Team Solomon, I think they're going to be held, and the Molten Core is still being used by Internet Hulk. Didn't need his turret. He got the damage. Taibu able to assassinate Heart Blue, and Envyus will hold the first point.
Told you, man, he has them right clicks. He can use those right clicks. Torque is going to get himself back in position here. We'll see whether it's any better for him. I don't know, man. That wasn't a great attack. That was a pretty rough one over the side. They're going to try and push on through. Here we go. They're going to be diving in straight in this time. No nonsense. Dragonblade going to get popped out by Torque. He gets himself one down. Harry Hook picked up the side there, finds himself the turret, and now they're going to start capping out the point. This could be very quick, and this will be point number 1 capped out for TSM. That's much better.
Yeah, much better indeed. And I'm assuming Envyus is going to have to give this one up.
Yeah.
Even with Nicholas going down, he got a little bit aggressive. But now, can they hold the final point? This is what we've seen them be able to do. This is what we've seen them really excel at, and where the video became popular from.
Does Harbly not want D.Va in this, or is he coming back in with D.Va? Oh, he's coming back in with D.Va.
He's got self-destruct soon.
Yeah, I didn't...
No, he's got self-destruct. Yeah,
maybe he was just out of position or something, not with the team. I don't know what it was, but either way, he suicided. Managed to throw himself off. Here we go, though. Nicholas got himself the ulti ready. Lots of ultis. They could flip this point really quick, and they've got it in their favor. They're going to go jumping around the side there. Taimu manages to get around the side. The pulse bomb throwing in towards him. He tries to get himself down. Has to get out of the way of the self-destruct there. Coco will get taken down by Harblue's self-destruct. Finally gets dropped in there. Nicholas popping around the side. Nothing working out for Envyus here. It's maybe possible they can flip it fast. Taimu falls back into his spawn. Tailspin going off with the Dragonblade, gets himself one on Joe as they try and force him down on the point. They're still trying to cap it out. They haven't even hit the first marker, and this is slowly working in Envyus' favor. Chips comes out the side. I don't know how they managed to hold that, somehow by hook or by crook, but TSM came in with 4 ultis ready to go, and it didn't work.
And that actually could have been even more one-sided, actually, because Nicholas got charged. Problem is that Coco died from the self-destruct in the middle of the charge, so it didn't actually connect. He didn't pick up the kill. But either way, they've held. Taimu was able to stay alive, but going back into his spawn, coming back out once they've pretty much ignored him. And you got to give credit to Tailspin playing the Genji there to able to just keep it contested until his teammates are able to come back in and help out. This is a big push on the high ground here. You can hear Dragonblade being popped out of Torque, looking for some kills. And the problem is he's on the high ground. It's really hard to take down Tailspin, who's just flying away. And now he can't dash anymore. Taimu's got to be careful because he's low on HP, and they should successfully be able to repel this with Shake already going down.
Yeah, Torque forced to back away. As you mentioned, Shake getting picked up by Internet Hulk. They're doing a great job. And actually, now they're just going to delay the kill on Winston here. JKW not going to get away from this one. The beam coming through in the end from Coco to finish him off. That's going to slow things down. Still got plenty of time on the clock. You can see 5:15 and counting down for TSM, but they need to cap it out. And more importantly, Envyus are going to get themselves more and more ultis ready. Now we're seeing this Torque switch going over to the Widowmaker, looking across that left side. That's a tricky position, but look at this. Tailspin back on the far up.
Yeah, he's been on this for a little bit, paired up with Chips High, and that's why you're seeing Torque switch over to the Widow to kind of snipe him out of the sky. And Tailspin, again, I said this before, he's the best Pharah in the world I want to credit him with. And we're going to see how he's going to work against a Widowmaker already shooting his way, and Chips High and kind of protecting him. They're not running Zenyatta, but they have the potential for a revive. Now Taimu being forced to drop just with this Deadeye with no one to actually shoot off onto. And Team Solomon are kind of attacking this one slow. They're not in a hurry. They realize they're still ahead in time at the moment, and they still have an easy opportunity to capture the point.
Nicholas trying to get around the side there. Realize got a glimpse of Taimu there. Doesn't manage to get himself the kill down. Taimu is getting the left fix. Oh my god! You know what that was. It was Tailspin time, ladies and gentlemen. Gets himself the kills. Quad kill, I think it was in the end there. Fantastic stuff. And I mean, we said it before at the start. Very much probably the best Pharah in the world. I don't think it's really contested by anyone. We didn't expect to really see a Pharah come out. It's obviously not really in the meta currently on the payload maps, but absolutely, this is actually a perfect setup for him on Hanamura to bring it out.
It's also decent to go against Genji too, since he can't really stay up high against you. He's got to be able to pick you up immediately to get the dash reset when he pops the Dragon Blade, but actually quickly get on point. It's going to be contested though in the meantime. Chips high and does have his res, so as long as he stays alive, it's going to be really good for his team. They actually use it on a one person, just on a time when he falls from this one, but TailSpin able to take down Shake. Taimu needs to stay alive. Here's the ground switch is coming through onto the point.
Well, going to see Nicholas going to throw in the pulse bomb, gets himself one on towards Taimu there. Harblue goes down to Coco, so Nicholas having to keep himself really relevant at the moment. TailSpin very low on health as he gets popped down there. Will finally get dropped, but look at this. Chips is still alive. He's causing him serious problems. JKW, he can't hold it. And again, they don't get a single marker on the point. So they're just trying everything right now, but Envyus, you know, credit to them. They're making some serious adjustments mid-defense here. Chips is switched back away from the Mercy, back on towards the Zenyatta, and everything seems to be working for them.
I wouldn't be too surprised if TailSpin actually switches back over to the Genji after he pops his ultimate here. Coco's just barely going to stay alive with 100 HP. Chips is just going to heal him back up again, and Team Solid mid, they're just hoping for a pick. That might be it. They're going to pull in Taimu. He's going to fall for this one, but Shake has gone down. Aaron Hook picks up 2 kills onto the support. The barrage is going to come through, and Hook picks up 3, TailSpin picks up 2, and Team Solid mid have to go back to the drawing board.
Just when you think they've done something good, they catch the Hook, they take down Taimu at last, and TailSpin's barrage from behind. He's going to stick to it. He just lives on that ledge. I mean, it's almost made for a fire out of that ledge on the left-hand side there. We saw, obviously, when they came in, Torque's going to be looking for him again. They realize that's why they're attacking from the right-hand side. They need to flush out TailSpin from that ledge, clear out that position, get one of those big damage dealers down, but now they're having to deal with Chips as well. They're having to finally get him down. There's going to be the Deadeye. Yes, they managed to get one. It's TailSpin that went down for Torque there. They've still only got 2 minutes remaining on the clock, but they may cap it this time.
Yeah, Harry Hook's the last man alive. He's just trying to contest it. Thing is, getting people back in the point time is going to be difficult. Chips switching over the Diva. The point is going to be captured, and a minute 50 going to be bumped up to 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Of time left here for Team Solo Mid. So 3:37 for Envyus, 2 for Team Solo Mid, and this is going to be rough. This is not a lot of time for either team.
Yeah, I mean, I said it at the time when the initial attack. The best way to take this map is they won it in the second phase, or second attack, second attempt, whatever you want to call it, on point A. And then they came in with 4 ultis. Envyus had nothing. They just had their straight raw aiming skill to defend that point, and they did. It worked out for them. Envyus held. And once that happened, ulti swings in their favor. They get themselves settled in that defensive positions. TailSpin makes that adjustment, pulls out the fire. Everybody else gets set up, and it really seemed a real problem for TSM. However, what they've got going for them is they managed to hold for 3 minutes 30 seconds last time around. They're going to try it again. Harblue has actually positioned himself in the exact same spot with the Torbjorn. They've gone for the exact same defensive setup. You know what? It worked well to begin with. Envyus do only have a time of 3 minutes 37, but you've got to assume they're going to get that first point. It's a very hard one to hold.
And the big thing going through my mind is for Team Solo Mid, will it be 0 and 21 for them? Can they finally take a map against
They probably
Envyus?
don't know. They probably don't know the record themselves, but they just know
I hope it's
bad.
not in their minds at all right now, because Envyus are undefeated in maps against Team Solo Mid. But let's see, Envyus going to be back on the attack. They're actually running the Pharah Mercy. So we're going to see Pharmacy back in play. And let's see how TailSpin hopefully goes about this one. Time already being chipped away by that Fire Strike, and they're going to jump straight on point.
Very aggressive stuff, pushed in by the Lucio, trying to get around the side, and it's actually done well because he's managed to take Torque and Nico out of the picture, but they're still managing to get the kills. There's Harblue getting one with the turrets. That's going to take Harry Hook down. Taimu can't find which target he wants to go for. He's swinging left, he's swinging right, trying to pick one out, but he can't get any, and they held them off, and he can't even get the flashbang kill on Nicholas there. The dodge just to the left caught him out, and that's the first hole. 30 seconds and counting, gone off Envyus' time.
Taimu kind of fluffed that there. He hit the flashbang onto Nicholas, but missed the headshot to kill him, which would have given them the advantage they need to push into point. But it doesn't matter. They still have time, so it's not too big of a deal for them. But they need to capture this point soon because they need to transition this into a second point capture where they don't get extra time allotted.
The longer, obviously, we see Harblue staying there, the longer the armor will build up as well. It gives more health. Of course, to the defensive side, you can see there's big yellow blips in there. They're going to take the left side flank position. Instant Hulk tries to get himself around the side there. Coco purposely taking that hit from the Fire Strike to get his shield built up. Now they're going to push on there. Taimu gets some Nicholas down. Harblue's turret's been picked up as well, so he's going to have his charge ready. Nicholas has thrown dropped, so that's a real big one. Torque comes in, his Dragon Blade gets interrupted. The Earth Shatter comes back out, though. That's going to work well for JKW. Is it going to net any kills, though? He manages to take Coco off the map. That's not going to be enough, though, because now he's out of position, and Teemu's still on point.
That turret, Molten Core turret, tier 3 out of Harblu is doing some work. It's forcing Taimu to stick in this position, trying to deal with Nicholas, who's on that Tracer again, who's got Pulse Bomb. He's going to throw in direction of Taimu, but it doesn't matter. He goes down, Tailspin, takes down the turret, he takes down Nicholas, and he's looking for more. Here's Hook's able to get shaken out down. Harblu is just trying to stall as long as he possibly can, but now Envyus, if they do capture this point, need to look ahead. Thing is, this point is not even done just yet. Torque's a Reflector Rocket into Tailspin's face. He's going to deal with him. He's eventually going to fall, but it's still being held.
They've not got it. Then JKW's back in position. He comes around the side. There's going to be a Graviton Surge, pulls him in. Taimu gets himself Joemaster down. That's going to interrupt that sound barrier that comes down. Taimu gets Nicholas down. And finally, they cap it out. It took them 2 minutes to get this first point. It leaves them only 1 minute 17 seconds. They have to do it in the first push.
They have to. This is going to be rough. The thing is, what ultimates do they have here, Demon? They have Primal Rage out of Inner Hulk, and then Chips is going to have his res, so they have to make this count. JKW, if you want to hold on to this point and give yourself a good chance to win this map without it going to Nepal, then you need to hit a good Earth Shatter here, son.
Taimu's going to push on round, gets a glimpse on it, but the Earth Shatter comes down. That catches it perfectly. JKW does exactly what he needed to. You can see the timer, 45 seconds and counting. JKW collects himself another. Chips gets taken down. The Mercy is completely removed from this, and that is going to be a solid hold from TSM. There's 40 seconds left for Envyus to get themselves straight on point. They can't delay. They have to group up and run straight for it.
Harblu, Torque, and Nicholas need to make these ultimates work for Team Solomid to hold this point. Envyus, they have a res, they're gonna have a Rosh soon, they still have the Primal Rage, but this is their last go. There's only a few seconds remaining, 20 left on the clock. They're gonna have to make this last attack count. They're gonna take the turret down from Harblu, who's gonna get it back up in a second, so not too big of a worry for him. But that Molten Core is gonna be so impactful, and Torque needs to not die.
Well, Coco moves in onto the point. There we go, the contested with just 7 seconds to go. You hear the music chiming in. Torque gets the Dragon Blade off. He manages to get Harry Hook down. There's going to be the Transcendence coming out to slow them down. No, Taimu comes in. He gets himself on with Tailspin. There's the res that comes through. That's what they needed. Taimu gets himself the Deadeye off the side. That should clear the point in overtime. Internet Hulk gets himself the double. And finally, JKW goes down. They've done it with no time to spare, ladies and gentlemen. It's still going to get contested. But there we are. In overtime, they should cut it out, but Torque's back. The Diva's going to get cleared out. It's going to be spawn time. I don't think they're going to have enough. Remember the overtime? It just ticks on down. We need to see some godlike play here in 1v5 situation, and it won't happen.
Yeah, they just can't keep enough people alive in time. They can't spam Divas anymore with no hero limit being turned off to 1 hero limit, and that eventually is going to be it here. There's no major ultimate up for Team Solomid at all. They're coming up anytime soon.
The May.
It's delaying, yes, but JKW is the only one who's even close to having ultimate with the Earth Shatter. Joemaster's potentially going to have it off. The Barrage is going to come through to be blocked out by Torque, and he's going to be desuited.
Yeah, he's going to get desuited. Chips is going to finally get him down. Now, what we saw before, that puts a 0 on Envyus' time. What it does mean, though, is TSM need to complete the map in 2 minutes, which will be a very tough chance. So, of course, if they do it with a little time to spare, all they need to do is have 2 minutes to cap out that first point. But we'll get to that if it happens. TSM got to get both points now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be a tough ask,
You completely missed what I said.
No, because you said something about adding time again if they complete.
Yes,
but it doesn't.
If they complete it inside 2 minutes, they will get 2 minutes again to take the first point.
Only once. Only once. This is their final attempt. Only once it does that, if you complete with less than 2 minutes and over 0.
It will, because Envyus are on 0.
Well, we'll see if it gets to that. Let's just say that. I know for a fact Team Solomid cannot get 2 minutes added to their time anymore if they do finish, because this is their literally final attempt. Maybe Envyus gets 2 minutes and they get to attack.
Nope, but they're on 0.
Then yeah, then this is it. This is pretty much, if Team Solomid complete both points, then it goes to tiebreaker and Nepal best of 3.
We'll see, we'll see.
2 minutes of time to get both points is going to be a tough ask, and they need to have a successful first point capture.
Well, we're getting some interlacing issue coming on here. I may actually switch it off before this starts. No, okay. I'm keeping the producer guessing. It's having problems. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. It's quick. Switch away from it. You're gonna see us as I'm standing here, boys. I gotta get ready to go because I need to do this fast. I need to close you down, and I need to get on you and you.
Wrong one.
Seriously? Who the hell posts that when I'm trying to? Oh, I had it in the perfect spot. people trolling me. All
right, let's go.
No problem. Straight back in there. There we go. Get the switch around. And Envyus get themselves a wipe. This is exactly what they needed. And they're going to go aggressive. So we just missed out the first attack, unfortunately. Sorry about that, guys. They're trying to switch off. It does mean we've had to lower exactly what's going on. It does mean it looks a little more compressed to you and me involved. So it's not great, the clearest. But either way, at least we get to see the match.
Yeah, and they have a minute left, so basically they need to capture this point now, and then capture the second point on their first try. The thing is, as long as Envyus just stall, then they're making it impossible for Team Limit to have a chance.
Chat saying pre-recorded. I guarantee it is not. It's happening right now, live, and that's going to be a great Earth chatter coming in, and they're going to catch them down. That is a complete team ace, and now it's almost undoable. It's almost not possible. 40 seconds. I don't think they can cap 0 points in 40 seconds. They have to have somebody sat there. They have Nicholas sat on point. They have to take it and have someone sat ready to cap it already.
I don't think there's just a chance. Envyus, like, they can just stay alive. That's all they have to do and just drag out the time. But let's see, this is going to be their final go. Shake almost being taken out before the fight. He does get taken out. Tailspin executes him, and that forces him to fight 5v6, which was already hard enough 6v6. Even Airnaho picks up a kill in the hard blue, and that's putting the final nail in the coffin. That should be it. Team Envyus are going to be able to take map 2.
Yeah, going to be all too easy in the end for Envyus. They did manage to do it with their 3:37 to spare. It took them the full allotted time, but this time they were holed out. And GG, 2-0 so far for Team Envyus. Solid play, solid hold, solid defense, and a lot of adjustments, it's safe to say. As you mentioned, bringing out Pharmacy in there, it really worked out very well. It's something we haven't seen for a great deal of time, obviously the Mercy and the Farah in there, but you know, when you got a player called Tailspin who happens to be goddamn amazing on Farah, why not bring him out?
And this one took out both supports in that fight.
With the
it wasn't
Rage.
just him. No, it was with the Tesla cannon at first. But then he Primal Rage to stay alive, and I guess there's a lot of AoE damage from Tailspin that helped out with that one. But they've done it. 21-0. Envyus are against Team Limit on maps.
Just going to keep reminding them that every time you see
it's a good number. I think there's probably a lot of other teams out there that have not taken a map off Envyus too, but it just happens to be these two going head-to-head.
Yes.
And I just had to have the numbers for it. But there's still a chance for another map. There's still a chance for them to break that streak, and there's still a chance to deny Envyus a chance from moving through into the gamescom finals on the August 20th and 21st.
Yeah, so what I'm going to suggest is our observers reboot, do whatever they need to do, because clearly they're having problems. I don't know whether it's already been conveyed to them. I hope it has. But I assume we can go to a break while they do this. We're just waiting to see. Have they already done it?
I don't know.
I've
been casting. I haven't been paying attention to Skype.
You were just typing and talking to them.
That was them saying, you guys ready to go? I'm like, no, wait, don't start.
I mean, I hope they've done it. I assume they've done it. Either way, they're quite competent. I'm sure they must have done something themselves. Casters, forget the casters. It's
no, observers.
Here we go. Admin in on the fly, boys. Admin in
Are we
on
going
the
to
fly.
break where we can do this? Or
Well, if they've done it already, there's no point. I don't know. I don't know what they've done.
Okay.
We're not getting any feedback. We're just left hanging, man. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Twitch chat. I want to see some golden kappa chat checks, by the way. Get golden kappa check. Anyone got a golden kappa? Just got to make sure, because you know someone might be lucky enough to have one. While that's happening,
they're not responding, so I'm assuming.
Okay, let's just get in there then. Let's get on with it.
We're going to be starting then.
All right, tell them we're ready. Let's get it on. Let's get it on! All right. What is the third map, Jason Kaplan? Inform me. Ilios. That's, I mean, okay. I can see what they're thinking. Don't want to go payload because they're pretty good on that. Don't want to go capture point because they're pretty good on that. Just try King of the Hill.
Maybe they're probably good at that, depending on, or considering the last two, they were fine. But yeah, it will be Ilios. It will be a best of 5. And the winner of this one, if it's Envyus, will be going through. And if we do have somehow Team Limit break the streak, the losing streak of 21 maps straight, then we'll be going to another map with, honestly, not that many maps left to go. We have Hollywood. We've got King's Row. We've got Temple of Anubis. There's the last 3 maps to go. Last 3 maps remaining.
I'm risking it. I want some high quality coverage on this last map.
If only we had high quality casters.
Casters, please. These casters. Resident Sleeper.
Yep.
I want to see some Golden Boy faces in there as well, which is Woodface, by the way, if you didn't know who the hell Golden Boy was. Woodface. Get him in there. Get everything in there. There's the Kappa check. That's what I like to see. Any Golden Kappas? Kaplan? Kappa?
No.
Kappa?
Kaplan.
Capellan. Have you not got a Capellan as
I
your...
did.
You
I did. And then it was too mainstream, so I got rid of it.
Too mainstream.
Yeah. Everyone has a Kappa face.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I didn't realize you were so edgy.
Yep. I'm angsty as well.
He's angsty.
No, we should begin in a second. I think the game just started and we're a minute behind the observers, so it should be all sorted in a few seconds. But we still have another match coming up, Demon.
Do you just say
do you want to know who it is? Huh?
It's all right.
Do you want to know who it is? Do you want to know our final match of the day is going to be?
Yeah, I would like
to know. It's going to be Fnatic versus Cloud9. And a best of 5. Winner of that game will go through.
Not surprising. So Cloud9 beat Team Liquid.
Yep. And then coming up tomorrow, we have 4 more games for you, all one at a time. Nothing played at the same time, nothing synchronous. It's going to be the loser bracket games, the loser bracket round of 4B, both matches, and no, crap.
The name of it is fantastic. I love it. I'd just like to call it.
I got it. It's the loser bracket round of 4, A and B. 4 matches total.
Just call it the semifinals.
A loser bracket semifinal, round of 4A.
Makes sense. Loser bracket semifinals.
I just want to get that in there. That'll be the final match coming tomorrow. We are finally in the game. Yeah. Let's drop in. I don't want to see my face anymore, just like you guys
Neither do
don't.
I, to be honest.
No, you have to deal with it.
I have to
Twitch
deal with
doesn't.
it in life and everything in general, really. I just can't escape it, guys. I can't. This is my problem. But let's talk about my problems. Let's talk about
first world problems.
TSM's problems right now, because they're 2-0 down against Envyus. I don't think anybody was too surprised about this. Envyus, clearly the best team in the world in my eyes. I would like to see that proven on LAN, and I think that's what we're going to get a chance to see, because Envyus 2-0 up, now coming into Ilios. What the hell did TSM do to try and counter this?
Play it better. That's it. They're going better.
They're going with the pharmacy. They're going with pharmacy on King of the...
Which point is this? Was this Lighthouse? Yeah, Lighthouse. Okay, yeah, Far is really good on this point because you can knock people off quite a bit. You can play around the high ground of the Lighthouse, which teams seldomly do anymore. And he gets a big reign of actually control over the point. Not to mention, not even running to McCree to counter him, so he's going to have a lot of free time here.
Blue just going to get battered down there. Tamu managed to find him. As soon as he dropped down, Tamu was on him, on his backside. Nicholas, though, gets around the side there. Manages to get himself a double kill. Nicely worked there. Gets to work on towards Chips as well. Gets internet hold down. Nicholas is doing absolute sweet work. Gets around the side and almost single-handedly, with the help of Shake, takes down the point.
I'm in the zone.
Yeah, so off to a good start here for Team Envyus. Looks like they got good in the few seconds that I gave them the advice to get good. No, so this is a map they're going to have to be comfortable on. They knew the map pool coming into this, and they sure as hell know this is probably their last chance to keep this series going. Envyus don't really have any ultimates up just yet, but they're already able to take the fight directly to Team Solo mid. So not even fighting on the point, they're actually fighting them in their own spawn or towards their own spawn here. Shake's going to take down Chips already, so that's their mercy now gone. And they've actually been able to capture the point because Team Solo mid sat so far back.
Try and deep go straight in there. That's less than ideal, but they will cap it straight back here. No, they won't, because Tamu just strike. Death Blossom came out, gets himself a triple kill. Is it going to be enough? Coco in a one-on-one straight up with JKW, comes out on top. Tailspin comes chiming in. Coco forces Shake off point. And Envyus hold the point, cap it. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's just brilliant.
Fantastic. Amazing play.
That was like, it was like a 2-on-4, 2-on-5.
Well, the problem is now Team Solo mid have 6 ultimates ready to go. Envyus need to bait some of these out before they actually go for the final strike. And there's going to be the grab to Surge JKW. Pulse Bomb going to follow up with. He's going to take Harry Hook down. There's a Transcendence being used, and it's going to do some good work for Team Solo mid. But Tailspin, the Barrage picks up 2. Torque's able to take him down finally in the air, and Tailspin being damaged by Chips is looking for this 1v1.
Did someone forget to mention there is a Tailspin Barrage coming down? The Graviton Barrage, whatever you'd like to call it, it works well. Torque's trying to do what he can to keep that point alive, but you can see he's just desperately trying to stay alive at the moment, looking for some health packs anywhere he can. Tailspin's just going to back away from the Primal Rage. Winston needs to just boost himself back up on the top there. No problems there. Shake getting around the side. There goes Harblue off the edge there. Realizes his goose was cooked. And Torque, well, can only do what he can. He's managed to take 2 down. He got Tailspin dropped off along with Internet Hook. Maybe he can get the Mercy. The Mercy has gone down, so Coco has gone down. They are all falling, and they will flip the point. 79% to Envyus, and it's back in TSM's favor.
I think Joe got a triple there. Joe Meister. I think he killed 3 people. Coco,
the Boops,
Harry Hook, and Chips. But I want to point out something that Tailspin's doing that's really sexy. He's sitting off to the side of Lighthouse, forcing people to fight in that area right in front that you can knock them off with a concussive blast, and he gets free reign from this position because they don't have a McCree. They don't have anyone who can deal with them long range. It's really smart out of him, and Tailspin has the opportunity to get a lot of knockoffs if he times it correctly. But there's a Transcendence being popped. Timer just trying to charge his ulti back up, looking for Hard Blue right in his face. He's going to be the first one to fall. And so far, it looks like Team Solid mid, though, with 2 kills coming through, might be able to pick this one back up and maintain.
Tried to sit at range, tried to wait for them. Barrage coming through. Not really a great deal to get with that one. And for Tailspin, Nico already been picked off, and that's going to flip back in Envyus' favor. I'm wondering whether we're going to see maybe a Soldier 76 or a McCree come out from TSM here. Something to counter Tailspin, because he's been a terror of them once again. And this is really the dynamic of Envyus. The fact that they have so many heroes available to them across the players. They have just a great dynamic field they can switch across to. Look at this. Everybody has to pile in there. The point's being brought up, and that sets it up nicely for Tamu with the double.
Yeah, this is just an old party, and right now Team Solid mid are invited as Envyus are just wiping them with the floor here. It's basically up to Nicholas to somehow keep them alive. They got a man on point, but for how long is that's going to be him going in. Tailspin takes down Hard Blue. Overtime is taken away, and Envyus are going to take a 1-0 lead here on Ilios.
1-0. Solid stuff. Let's see if they can do it over and over again, because TSM, they're trying everything. They need to adapt, they need to figure out. But the question is, are they going to be coming against the Mercy and the Fire? You don't see it that often in King of the Hill anymore, really.
You don't see it that often, period, anymore.
There's nobody you can practice against to counter this, because nobody plays it anymore. The meta has shifted away from it. So it's almost like Envyus are just like, you know what, you remember that old King of the Hill meta? We can revive it, and we don't care what you're going to bring at us. Torque's going to be on the Genji. Nicholas is going to stick to the Tracer, so we'll see whether it works out, because this map still suits Tailspin being on the far right.
It's not even that. It's not even the map. It's the fact that Team Solid mid isn't playing McCree and are not playing McCree and have not really played McCree this entire time. And it allows Tailspin to be confident in the air. If you're not going to play McCree, you're not going to play Soldier, all right, he only has to worry about a Genji in the air. That's going to be it. So it gives him so much control of this entire map. And Team Solid mid, I think they're going to need to adjust. That's going to be Nicholas going down to pretty much a direct rocket. That's going to be Internet Hope charging straight through, and Team Solid mid should have a clean wipe already off the first fight.
Yeah, Hard Blue forced away. You can see Torque trying to get around the side. You can't deflect that, that's for sure. Straight up punch to the face from a Russian woman is always going to hurt anyone, that's for sure. They're big, they're mean, they're meaty. They can do some serious damage, and you can see Time Moon Internet just cleaning out. So Envyus will cap out the first point. Very easy, and like you mentioned right at the start, a straight-up rocket to the face is gonna do a lot of damage.
There we go.
To a Tracer.
So not playing McCree. Instead, they're gonna go for a Widowmaker to deal with Tailspin, which makes it really hard because there's a lot of open area. There's a lot of pillars, a lot of columns he can hide behind, but it's really difficult to do your job at the same time.
Internet Hope got him straight away.
Yeah, so Internet Hope jumps straight on top of him. A Widowmaker can't get a Winston 1v1, and just like that, they're allowing Tailspin to have some free reign. But Hard Blue eventually secures the kill onto him, but at what cost? Team Solid mid aren't even able to contest the point at the moment.
Well, Nicholas tries to get around the side, but Reaper manages to catch him full blast in the face, and he has to wind himself away from that one while the rest of the team get themselves spawned into position. Torque comes back out. Tailspin makes the switch, though. Look at this. So they've adopted, they've changed. Torque brings out the Widowmaker. They're like, all right, you know what? I can play Genji too. Tamu is like, this is all good. I can get my Reaper off. I can get my Reaper on, do what I want. Sound barriers come through, and finally Tamu has to back away, but there's going to be the Graviton Surge back in there. Tailspin returns, Tamu returns, and that is another wipe coming out from Envyus. TSM, they are stuck in their spawn without a prayer.
Demon, right, we have to say it, 22-0. It's a very good chance at this rate. They're looking unbeatable. I mean, the first point on Lighthouse, Team Solid mid did a decent job. They captured the point initially, but ever since the start of this map, Nicholas died in the beginning, gave full control to Envyus. They've been fighting on an upward hill, an upward slope, and there's just no end in sight.
Yeah, it is one of those 90-degree slopes they're having to go up, basically straight up the wall. But here we go. That's a great Graviton Surge, pulling many members in. Now, Nicholas manages to get himself in there. So Chalk comes around the side as well. He gets a couple of kills, and it looks like they might flip it, but they've got to deal with Coco. He gets himself 2 kills, make that 3 kills. Taimu chimes in, and just when they thought they had it, they had the combo, the Graviton Surge, the Pulse Bomb, and still Envyus come out on top.
And Chip's high-end's probably just waving like, hi guys, I'm still here. With the res, like they're not expecting it at all. They're expecting to win in one wombo combo, but as long as Chips, who has played Mercy so long and so well, knows how to play it correctly and sit back, they're gonna have a res every time. And this is gonna be overtime taken out. And Envyus are now 1 point away as we head on to Well to get themselves to Gamescom, to get themselves back to Europe.
100-0. Very easy for Envyus there, wasn't it, on Ruins as we move to the well. Let's see what they can do. It's, I don't know, man. I do not know. We're going to have to see something superior from TSM. Torx decided to make the change over to McCree. That may be enough. Teo's been back on the Farah because this map suits Farah absolutely perfectly. There's so many little nooks and crannies to hide up on that building.
Thank you.
It can work out.
Praise the Lord, Team Solomid. Torx playing McCree.
Thanks for listening.
I'm just exaggerating, or not exaggerating, I'm kind of bringing this out even more because this is what they lack. This is what allowed TailSpin to keep playing this Farah over and over and over again. And finally, once he sees the McCree, if Torque hits these shots, he's going to have to switch off to probably something like Genji.
Well, we can only hope. Here goes TailSpin, going to work on them. As I mentioned, so many little nooks on this building that he can sit and hide on and just rest himself. Doesn't even need to use that. Obviously, it gives Chips the freedom as well to just hop around. They're going to try and work around. No kills coming in yet. We can see JKW already taken down low there. Does manage to get himself the full charge, though, as he gets the damage down. But Taimu's managed to take down his counterpart, Nicholas there. Reaper on Reaper action, managing to work against them. And already TSM forced to back away from the point. They can't cluster like this because TailSpin will just keep hitting the rockets.
Yeah, because he's able to just spam
surge
through.
Already?
Yep. Very quickly here for them. Coco is eventually going to go down, yes, but TailSpin not being harassed. Torque hasn't been able to hit these shots, and even if TailSpin might be a little bit rusty on Far because they played it too much, he's still doing some insane work. But finally, it looks like Team Solo Mid have been able to secure this point, or at least able to turn in a few seconds as Coco will eventually fall. And now here's a breath of fresh life for the team.
Woo! Now they just got a hold. So Chips used his res in there as well, and to no avail. Basically res his team, and they just got instantly dropped straight back in there. So nice play from TSM, managing to get the flip point and pull out that Mercy ulti. So they don't need to worry about that. Taimu's going to have his Death Blossom ready and waiting. TailSpin, you can see, is not too far away from getting the his ulti ready and right in the barrage. So they are going to have to watch their positions. It's kind of like remembering exactly how to play against the Farahs as they come around the side there. But Shake with the Transcendence should force them back.
Yeah, nice sound barrier actually allows Coco to stay alive. He's on a sliver of HP, down to 20 health. He still hasn't died, are you serious? He's even got the recharge from his shield and the healing. TailSpin comes in, Torque ends up dying. And Envyus have taken the point back, 27, 28%. They are 70% away now from going here back to Europe.
But they did use a lot of ultis there. They had to expend everything, so it gives TSM a little chance. You can see Torque's going to have Deadeye in just a moment. Nicholas is going to have the Death Blossom. And JKW already up to half charge, so already working well, comes around the corner. Gets the shields back down there, realizes Taimu's going to get around the back of them, so he has to deal with that Reaper. Has to respect the fact that Taimu's nearby. Torque gets his Deadeye off, manages to find TailSpin down there. Comes around the corner, gets Taimu down as well. There's the Graviton Surge, and that's going to flip right back for TSM.
Torque, if you could play McCree like this, why not play him the whole time, man? This is working out well for you now. Finally been able to eliminate TailSpin and get some good control onto this point. This is the most percent they've been able to build up, even considering the first map on Lighthouse. But let's see, can they continue to transitions? Can they continue to maintain the hold that they're going to need? They need this point. They cannot let this one slip away, or they'll be saying hi to the loser bracket.
Sound barrier forced out very early from Joe Meister. They're going to go aggressive. Nicholas comes around the side. He might be able to get himself the kill on Internet Hulk. He will go down there, but TailSpin replies. Coco comes in. That's going to be enough. It's back and forth action. And remember, Chips is going to have the res available. Gets them all back on their feet. And Envyus are going to be coming in numbers. Poor Torque and Shake. They can't hold this 2v6.
Yeah, that's going to be then wiped out. Even up to 70% though, Envyus now have the control of the point, and they do have Barrage, they have Death Blossom, they have Sound Barrier coming up soon, and they're going to have Primal Rage. This is where things get deadly. Team Solo Mid have, at best, 2 attacks to work with. Their ultimates aren't sticking up too well. Taimu, that actually was not a suicide. He actually just died.
That's not good. That puts him in a 5v6 here. There's going to be the barrage coming out from TailSpin though, so 5v6, that easily gets quickly made down to a 4v6. They're going to work in their favor. TSM trying to come around the side there. They're picking up a lot of kills here. Harmony's got Primal Rage ready and waiting to go. You can see they're going to flip the point back in their favor. Very close. Who'd have thought, Jason? You pull out a McCree and suddenly it's a close game.
Probably everyone out there thought that.
Everyone in Twitch chat. Let's just make it clear, guys. Envyus, They have a lot of ultis available. If they win this fight, it may well be GG. There we go to Gamescom. Here comes Tamer around the side there. He gets booted back, so the Death Blossom doesn't do a great deal. That's nice work from Joe Meister, but is it going to be enough? That's the question. Just getting his Wraithform back away. Tailspin chimes in with a kill. Joe Meister goes down. Now the Lucio's out of the picture. That's one of the big healers going removed. There's going to be Tailspin coming in once again. Coco gets himself the kill. He gets forced down. Nicholas doing what he can. Gets Tailspin down, but the big res comes out. Everybody back alive, apart from Tailspin, who I think fell back down the well.
Yep, he died in the well, and then got rezzed in the well and fell down and died. That's the unfortunate for him. Even Internet Hope jumped off and died on accident, but up to 98%. We're going to see an overtime contestation in just a second, but Cam Team Solo Mid hold this point.
no!
What? Hard Blue goes down the well, and that might have just been the hopes of Team Solo Mid overcoming Envyus.
He used his jump already, his pounce to get in there just to contest it, and then just got straight down in the well there. That's not worked out well. Overtime's ticking down. They're trying to keep it refreshed. The barrage is ready and waiting to go from Tailspin. He gets on top of Joe Meister, pours down the rain and the pain, and that is going to be TSM. Unfortunately, not able to hold the point is Nicholas and Harblue, the last two standing. Harblue's going to get booped on down, and then off he goes. This is going to be Envyus picking up a solid 3-0. In rounds, in games, in everything, and poor old TSM 22-0 without a reply. And Envyus will be the first American team to go to Gamescom, or European if you really want to get that. But anyway, they're going to be the first American team to qualify.
They joined their brethren, Misfits, Reunited Creation, Rogue in Europe to qualify. And now they have a chance to fight for their $100,000. That's going to be awesome to see them here live in action. On the first event, actually first LAN they're going to be attending together as a team.
Yes.
And first LAN in Overwatch for all of them, actually.
Yeah, really interested to see. Clearly online they have been absolutely dominating the scene, but that's in their comfy homes of their gaming house where it's all been set up for them perfectly. How are they going to handle the big stage? That's what we're going to find out on the 20th of August. Join us for that one. That's going to be fantastic. But we're not done yet. Jason, coming up next, I believe it's going to be Fnatic up against Cloud9. A good old ding-dong of a battle. We'll see how it works out, yeah.
That's going to be actually a really good match between the two teams. Fnatic already looking phenomenal against NRG earlier on. We haven't seen Cloud9 today, unfortunately, but they're able to beat Team Liquid and get themselves through. I'm not sure what the scoreline was for that one, but it's going to be an insane game to end the day. But we still have more action tomorrow, guys. Two teams go through today. Last one will be Fnatic or Cloud9 joining Envyus, and then tomorrow, the last chance saloon for all these teams left in the lower bracket to get through. Yeah,
TSM have dropped down now into the lower bracket finals, so they will be playing in the finals tomorrow, so you're going to catch them. Don't worry, they're not done and dusted yet. They will have themselves another chance. Honestly, they were very close. Dorado was within seconds, so that was certainly possible for them. I'm actually surprised. Obviously, we talked about the fact that NVR, great on payload. I'm surprised we didn't see another payload map coming out there. TSM probably thinking, we've got another, let's try a gamble, let's try something. I think it's clear.
Honestly, credit to them to do that, at least.
I mean, they had to, but
yeah.
I think it's clear you don't do King of the Hill against Envyus. Probably payload maybe the best way. Hanamura kind of almost paid off for them. They actually did it quicker in the first time around, but unfortunately they just couldn't lock it down in the second chance.
Yeah, true. And of course, just kind of want to bring light to what games will be coming up tomorrow, because you did mention Team Solo Mid did drop down to the lower bracket. Team Solo Mid will play against the winner of these four teams: Team Liquid, CLG, NRG, Northern Gaming, Red. And then, of course, oh god,
just list all the teams off. You've confused me. Did you guys follow that?
In their side of the bracket.
You know what you should do? You should do exclamation mark bracket. That's what you should do, and it will be a lot more sense than what this guy says.
They're playing. Okay, so this is the four teams they could potentially play against: Team Liquid, CLG, NRG, and Northern Gaming, Red. The loser of the next match coming up will play against potentially Oh No, Soda Pop, Method, or Selfless. There you go. It's easy.
Follow, guys? You follow, guys?
That's easy.
That's easy. GG easy.
Twitch, I can easily do this.
Yeah, totally.
They're all ranked 70. They know what they're doing.
They're above 70, guys, man. Jesus, easy. They're already in the 80s by now. No problem. Aren't you? Yeah, you are. I know you are. Anyway, guys, join us after the break. It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be Fnatic versus Cloud9. You're not going to want to miss it.